I started listening to KTSY April of 1994. I was a sophomore in high school. I came across KTSY first through a friend of mine through school who introduced me to my original church family and a family at church. I started babysitting their 6 children, and every night before bed we listened to Adventures in Odyssey on KTSY. And one thing led to another, and I've been listening ever since. KTSY means so much to me that it's hard to express. Where I'm at, I don't have internet access, so I'm not actually able to listen to the music and the announcers on KTSY, so I feel lost and without it. And the moment that I arrived home, I knew I was home when I turned on the radio and found my second home, which is KTSY. A little backstory is I've worked with children with disabilities for the last 15 years, and in that time, especially in the last 5 or 6 years, I've been doing some training in orientation and mobility and Braille transcriptioning for low vision and blind children, and praying that God would open a door here locally in order to utilize those skills. And nothing was coming about, but I prayed about it, and miraculously got involved in a church that sponsored an orphanage outside of Christchurch, New Zealand. And they were talking about some of the children there who were starting to lose their vision due to malnutrition, and trying to find ways of helping them learn or relearn. And so I prayed about it, and God made it possible. And so I'm there for at least a year. If it turns into more, I will be blessed mightily. If God wants me in New Zealand, he will let me know. He hasn't shared that yet, but everything is in God's time. He knew I needed to come back just to share the story for Share-a-thon. I heard Brian's voice on the radio, and I heard voices like Bill and a couple of the others that I knew immediately that it was Spring Share-a-thon, because I've heard these voices so many times in the past 17 years. And as a giver for those 17 years, I know the stories behind Share-a-thon and how much impact the money has in people's lives. And you don't actually know the impact it has until it's gone. And that's what not having the opportunity of listening to KTSY for the last 8 months has been. And so this morning was amazing just to hear those voices that you've almost kind of grown up with. And I joked when I was giving my pledge that I wanted to put everybody in my suitcase and take them back with me if possible.